How's it going, guys? Trader Neil here, back at you with another crypto video. So today we're going to be taking a look at BTC and some altcoins. This is going to be pretty much just a general market overview. It's been a while since I've done one of these with you guys, so I just wanted to look at Bitcoin now that the monthly and quarterly candles have just closed, and then we're going to take a look at some strong altcoins out there as well. But before I get started, guys, I would really appreciate it if you all like this video, subscribe to my channel at Trader Neil, and of course hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. I just uploaded this Hyperliquid versus Binance video on the bottom left of my page here, guys. It's my newest video, and I would love for you guys to check this one out. A lot happened with the Hyperliquid Binance saga last week, and if you are a Hyperliquid holder, especially if you hold any spot or even a user of the platform, you definitely need to take a look at this video because you got to get an idea of what is going on with that platform and pretty much just what potential, let's say, problems could arise by using a decentralized exchange. And so I think this was a fun one. I think you guys will enjoy it. All right, guys, so let's jump into the video and let's take a look at Bitcoin. And so I'm going to be using fresh charts for you guys today. I think you guys will enjoy that. I think it's just cleaner to be able to do that. And honestly, when we do use fresh charts, you guys can see how I look at these coins live. And so looking at BTC here, guys, we got the monthly chart here that just closed. I mean, you could technically say that we SFP'd February's lows here on the monthly. I mean, we had a candle throughout the month of March, put in a new low, but then the monthly obviously closed above that level. If you look on, for example, the weekly chart, you could technically see the same thing. Price action has not made a low that has closed lower than 78k. In all honesty, guys, the thing that I'm really looking at for this chart is if you look at Bitcoin very closely on the weekly, to me this is pretty similar to what you saw here over the summer. Yes, you can make the argument that this was a sort of bull flag and, you know, price action back here over the summer consolidated within a range that just made sense. You know, it really stayed within these parameters. Whenever current price action, you know, you've got two distinct ranges, with everything above 90k being one range, and then really anything below there down to 78k being your second range. And I can definitely see the argument with that. But at the same time, guys, you know, I will say that looking at this chart, I am liking what I'm seeing as a whole. The RSI here is potentially going to be making some new weekly lows, and if Bitcoin is putting in higher lows, you could start to see some hidden weekly bullish divergence form, which would be good for the long term. And like I just said, guys, the monthly chart just closed, and so far the RSI is not really telling me a whole lot. I mean, you could make the argument that you do have a double top on the RSI here, which is one thing to be taking a look at. And then the last chart to look at here, guys, is the quarterly candle. And so the quarterly candle closes every 3 months, you know, quarter of a year, that sort of thing. I'm sure you guys already know. And so far, this quarterly candle that just closed does not look bad, guys. I mean, anything above, in my opinion, your highs here from really back here, January 2024 on the quarterly, on the 3 month, this does not look bad. I will say, like, looking at this chart, as long as Bitcoin isn't making new lows and closing another quarterly under 71k, I mean, this market just looks like consolidation to me personally. It doesn't look that bad. All right, and so that is some of the higher time frames here, guys. Let me show you guys like my current Bitcoin thoughts on the daily time frame. So looking at the daily here on BTC, we are under the 200 moving average, and currently we are under daily trend here, guys. So Bitcoin on the daily is in a downtrend, and in my opinion, you've got a couple of areas you really want to keep, let's just say, keep in mind. For me, I would really like to see Bitcoin get back above 91,700 or so to start getting actually bullish again on this chart on the daily. That we have a lot to work sorry, we have a lot of work to do to get Bitcoin to that level. And personally, the thing that I would be looking at first and foremost, you've got a daily bearish order block formed after that pretty harsh rejection of 88K last week. And so what I would say here, guys, is if you were a bull, you would really want to see this level flipped into support. And then if you get a clean retest, that's where I'd be bidding for a move up. And if you do get a retest here, you could get a nice 6% move up to your next resistance. And I do think if you get the flip here of your last lower high, that would be pretty clear skies. So I'd definitely take a look there. Locally, guys, Bitcoin on the daily is bouncing off a golden pocket here. Only issue here, guys, is you want to see a higher low form somewhere on this chart. You know, what I will say is this is pretty much the last area on this chart where I'd be looking for a higher low, because what I would see on this chart, you've got your golden pocket, you've got your last low from the end of February coming in at these same levels. And so do I think that Bitcoin coming down to, for example, this daily down here is going to be a potential higher low? I mean, it's possible, especially if you have a wick into this level, potentially put in a low, something like that, that would be fine. But overall, what I'm trying to say, guys, is I really would not want to see fresh lows here on BTC if we are going to see higher prices really within April. You know, seeing fresh lows here, it's to me too late to put in another drive of bullish divergence here. You've already hit the 50 level on the RSI, and just overall, you know, it's starting to not look the greatest here on the RSI with trend especially. And so I would really want to see bull step in here. Maybe you get one more stab at these lows, but overall, if Bitcoin bulls don't step in here, it's going to start looking a little rough. And so then we need to start looking at this range down here, guys, where we consolidated over the summer. And really looking at this range down here, I know everyone is looking at 73K or so. You know, overall, I think what a lot of people want to see is for price action to come down, bounce perfectly off that level, and then go back to all-time highs. Of course, a perfect retest would be the cleanest thing, but in my opinion, and from what I've seen, Bitcoin does not give perfect retests. What I would think happens here is you potentially front run that level, and then hopefully we reclaim this range down here, and then that would be like the more bullish scenario. Or what I would expect, guys, if we come down to this level, I think we come down through it, and then we come down into this range once again. And in my opinion, if you see something like this happen, guys, it's not as fun to say, but that's a more bear market sort of stuff. And then I think we have a longer consolidation period on our hands. And so really anything above our last summer range highs is what you'd want to see here on the Bitcoin chart for higher prices. And that's exactly what I would be looking at to be able to bid anywhere above 73K. Because overall, guys, if you get back below that range, you're going to have to play this range now again. If you get back below these range highs, you're going to have to be starting to do business down here again, which overall, you know, you would rather just wait for the breakout back to these prices again. And so that's at least my thoughts on Bitcoin, guys. You want to see a higher low potentially form here on the BTC chart. And to me, it's possible. You know, we got, for example, like price action here. We've got a new quarterly, we got a new month, and usually when you have pivots like that, that's when you start to see, you know, new price action as well. So I just want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor Breakout Prop here. So Breakout is a prop firm in the crypto space. They have been around for a couple years now, and I've personally used them throughout that period, and I really like Breakout. And so Breakout, essentially, if you guys look at their evaluation page, you just pay a fee here, anywhere from $55 to $800 for a account here. So you have the option to do a 1 or 2-step account. And the idea here, guys, is you just pay the evaluation fee, and then you get the opportunity to be able to trade on this prop firm. And the idea here is you are trading with the prop firm's funds instead of your own. Anywhere from $5,000 up to $100K of this prop firm's money is the idea here, guys. All you have to do, no matter what account you're going to get, you just got to get the step 1 goal here, And then the step one goal will depend on the account size you choose, but potentially guys, with a $100,000 account here, you just have to hit the 10K account goal whenever you first start trading, and then boom, you have immediate access to 100K of funds, and then you can trade that with up to 5x leverage and get daily payouts, guys. It's pretty fantastic. So if you guys want to check out Breakout Prop, I've got my discount code in the top right here, and then all you have to do is go to breakoutprop.com and then make an account here, hit start trading, and then you're good to go. All right, guys, back to the video. The next coin we're going to look at here is Mr. Ethereum. And so Ethereum here, I do think you start to get relief soon-ish. The reason I say that is you do have two drives of bullish divergence here now. You know, you got your lows here on the RSI. You got your lows here on price, all coming in, you know, for price. You've got 1, 2, and 3 different lows, but here on the RSI you have 1, 2, and 3 higher lows. So potentially here, I think things round out a bit for Ethereum, at least in the short term. What that tells me, I could for sure see at least some consolidation go on. And so what I mean by that is, even if Ethereum doesn't necessarily go up short term, I think you start to see a zone coming up here of consolidation, and that's when you might be able to see higher prices, you know, prop up in the future. But for now, you are getting rejected, if I zoom in here, by daily trend, guys. And so daily trend, which is what you see here on my chart, you haven't been able to reclaim daily trend literally all the way since the end of January. Every single time you got to the midpoint of daily trend, you've seen rejection here on Ethereum. So really, until you flip daily trend here, guys, and at least flip this higher, this lower high at 2079, it's difficult to get bullish ETH. Where I'd be looking to do business here, guys, of course you have daily divergence here, and then if you go to, you know, lower time frames here, if you pull up your volume profile, you know, you're sitting at the value area low here on this chart. So theoretically, I really do think you get at least a resemblance of a bounce here, maybe all the way up to 1933, hopefully up to your value area high at 1988. But what I will tell you is, until you flip 2079, this chart is still in a mega downtrend. And really, as you guys can see, if you look left, 2079 is a pretty big level on this chart. I mean, that's your summer range highs back here. And so, not summer range highs, these are your bear market highs back here. And so you got to get above them to start cooking again on this chart. All right. And so next chart to be looking at here is Solana. I actually do have a trade opportunity on this chart for you guys. Let's see. Yeah, so honestly, I don't think we get up there at this point. But what I will say is, locally on Sol, you are sitting at support, and I am looking at a potential short coming up here on Sol. You know, right now Solana is rejecting 4-hour trend, but what I would like to see is Sol to come up to tap this 136 level again for potential rejection. You've got golden pocket resistance coming in right above that level, as well as you have a 12-hour order block coming in right at that same place too. And so personally, that's exactly where I would want to see some rejection coming up here on Sol, anywhere from 135 to 139. This is the thing though, guys, with how this market looks, it is difficult to get any sort of resemblance of bounces. And so hopefully we get at least a push up to those levels, but we'll see. All right, next we have Ondo here. And so looking at Ondo, we're going to go to the daily chart. This chart is something that, honestly, even though you're in a daily downtrend here, this one has not made fresh lows, which I do like. And so looking at Ondo here, I would like to see this come down a little lower, potentially to make a new low, but I would be looking at a nice bounce within this zone. This is one of the stronger coins out there, and so coming down for this 886, I would be wanting to see a potential bounce there. So keep that area on your chart for Ondo, and I would personally have your wick low from back here at the beginning of March marked on your chart. Another one that I would like to take a look at with you guys is Hbar. Reason being is this one at least hasn't made fresh lows. It hasn't revisited bear market lows yet. It's in that basket of, you know, ISO 200 coins, similar to Cardano. But what I will say here is I think it's exhausted its golden pocket bounces. And so I'm looking at this one as honestly and very likely to come down, probably to see these 1-2 levels again. I think this one probably is done for, you know, for now. And overall, guys, it reminds me a lot of actually Dogecoin, with this same huge parabolic run that is starting to come back down to earth. And really, guys, I would be looking to accumulate more HBAR once you come down to the 886 again. And so, you know, locally, could this be a nice short? I mean, you do have what I would consider like a sort of like ascending triangle structure. It looks like this. It depends on where you take your pivot point. If I want to be a little bit more reasonable, probably take it from like right there. And then I could almost bet you your measured move is your 886. Yeah, it's pretty much right at that same level. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see HBAR come down to these levels. And then at that point, yeah, I'd be looking to potentially pick some up. All right, guys, another coin that has been strong that is starting to look weak again is Sui here. And so Sui actually was one of the stronger coins on this bounce, but the problem is right whenever it lost this lower high after it reclaimed, it lost it, and then now it's starting to look weak. I would be looking for Sui to come down to 1.61 and tag these equal lows again. You've got a daily level that might front run your equal lows there, guys. But overall, yeah, this is where I'd be looking to pick up some Sui. And then second to last coin here, Maker. This one I wanted to look at because it has been strong in this market, but locally, guys, you know, I would want to see this keep above these $1,000 lows here. And so you put in a higher low there at the end of October, lower low February, and then a potential higher low here in March. So what I would want to see locally, if I'm going to get bullish on Maker, if you see anything above 1767, I could start to get bullish on this coin again on a more, let's say, higher time frame. And I will say you have a very, very clean supply line here. So I'm going to mark that on my chart because you have a good confluence in this area. Yes, you know, locally, does this look a little sus? Yes, because you have lower highs, but you have a potential higher low here. So what I will say is you can look at this in terms of a demand line as well, and then see how this reacts. If Maker can just grind up against this demand line and then eventually break it, you might see a breakout here. So that's why I'd say keep an eye on this chart, because at least it looks better than a lot of altcoins out there. And then last coin that we're going to look at, guys, is everyone's favorite. That is Mr. Fartcoin here. And so Fartcoin is at a place where I do think that I am going to start looking for potential longs. I am looking at an area around 0.36 for a higher low. And then honestly, guys, like this is exactly where I'd be wanting to do business on Fartcoin. So I want to see the higher low form here. You already have a 17% move from the middle of this demand zone. But if you really get a retest at the bottom side of it, that's where I'd be much more interested in doing business. And then hopefully you get something like this. Let's see what happens here, guys, but this is a nice looking rounded bottom structure, so let's see what happens. All right, guys, thank you for staying till the end of the video. I very much appreciate it. This is Trader Neil signing out. If you guys stay till the end, I want you to put in the comment section below Fartcoin, because why not? It's the best looking altcoin out there, and you know, why not? Everyone farts, right? All right, guys, that's flatulence aside, I really appreciate you all to come see my video and to come see me chart these coins, even whenever the markets are boring, dull, whatever you may call it. There's opportunity in any market though, guys. And so honestly, like even if you are getting demoralized out there, things aren't moving a whole lot, what I want you to say is this is the time to be grinding, to be learning, to be getting out there and researching and getting better. Because if you wait till things are up only to be able to get back in the markets again, get able to learn all those things, then you're going to be behind. You can maximize gains whenever things are in an uptrend, when things are easier, by learning in the rough times and the slow times like this. All right, guys, this is Trader Neil signing out. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.